New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Well, just like that, look who's back in the mix. Straight out of New York City, it's the Red Hot Knicks. And nothing's gonna stop us from hanging a banner. Not the Hawks, Heat, or even Indiana. It's the Knicks. Back on the chase. That's right, the 8th seed in the thick of the race. And while you try and react to the shots we be blocking, check out the team that keeps the Garden rocking.
Welcome to another episode of Big Nick Energy, right? I guess we could call it an episode, whatever you want to call it. Me and the boy, Frank, the fake Aaron Rodgers, the real Frank, Vinny in the back.
And then Mad Vincent.
Mad Vincent in the background. Let's jump right the fuck into it, Frank. Obviously, yesterday, I mean, at least I was kind of expecting a blowout. Just get back on track, get these guys rolling. I was hoping that these guys could play 30 minutes and not closer to 40 or 40. But in the end, it came down to the end. Last sequence, what a fucking play. What a sequence. Josh Hart, just the hustle. I mean, just the grit. It's just like Josh Hart said at the end of that game, post-game. He said the identity of this team is just we're going to fucking fight till the whistle ends. So the game fucking ends. So regardless of talent, regardless of guys in and out, you know that these guys are going to fight and claw till the fourth quarter says zero.
So I actually messaged Josh Hart today because of last night's game. And I'm not the type of person to just like go out on a limb and just like shout out, like go try to like give encouraging words to people who are above me in the, the rankings of life. But last night I really had to because you saw the grit of this guy. The one thing that I really wanted him to say in that post game, which he did say, and I was really, really happy to hear it, was that he dogged himself for missing those free throws. And that's the reason why I reached out to him, was because to understand the severity of like that time in that place against a team that we should have just rolled over, and to be missing free throws was, I remember I was sitting in bed last night going, Josh, please just hit these fucking free throws, just hit them. And because I knew he was going to miss them. They're big moment things. And I've been hearing him talk about how his shot's broken. So I just wanted to open this. I'm happy you brought that up because this is something I was actually thinking about. And the reason why I reached out to him, you are only what you tell yourself, Josh. Your shot is only as broken as you tell it. Keep shooting. You are a shooter. Your energy has been quintessential for this team's success, and we saw it last night. As far as that play goes, that was a foul. But I will say this. We were owed a game, and now we have received that game back. And I would consider it a clean slate for the New York Knicks. That Houston loss should not be spoken about anymore because of our win last night. So look at him.
Yeah,
back. Look at him over there.
I mean, shit, I would have paid a lot of money to be at that Garden just for that last play, man. That place was lit up.
Yeah.
Even when Josh hit the N1, you expect him to be loud and crazy like he normally was. And dude just looked in the camera like,
yep.
It was just hey, Frank, Josh Hart's going to look back at that moment 10 years from now and just remember like the feeling and the Garden and the energy and just everything about that moment, man.
Yeah. It was, hold on one second.
Go ahead.
So, I apologize. Vin was just saying something to me. Everyone, welcome to the show, by the way. Thanks for joining us. That moment is something that Josh will carry with him, I believe, for the remainder of the season, because I had to claw for that win. That was a game that we really should have rolled over. But throughout the entirety of that game, to me, Josh Hart was the most important part of that game because you saw him do so many things for us. He was able to be that glue that we need. He hasn't been shooting well from three, and he just kept shooting. He hasn't been very confident in his offensive abilities outside of going around the rack. But I'm happy that we were able to close the game out with the vintage Josh Hart. That was
Frank,
something.
What do you think it is with Josh Hart that like fans have this like love-hate relationship with him and like they really get on him when he's not playing, when he has like a string of 3, 4, 5 games where maybe he's not putting up the numbers that he's putting right now? You see them all come out of the woodworks, coming at Josh Hart's neck. And then you don't see the same type of reciprocation when he plays the way he has played, and especially the way he's played last night.
Listen, New Yorkers are rough, man. We want production. And I always say it, one of our biggest flaws as fans is our knee-jerk reaction to performances. I've never been somebody that will deem someone an inconsistent play. You can never step in these guys' shoes. You can never know what it's like when the bright lights are on you and the pressure's on you when you're down 6 and you got to claw to get a basket and your season's in the balance because everyone's hurt. And then all of a sudden you're going from a 15 to 20 minute guy to a 25 to 30 minute guy and your shots are going up by 10. Like the guy's workload has definitely gone up. I think the reason you see New York be so critical on his performance is because they think so highly of him. They usually will not, just like Julius Randle. We might, people might, like me, I was like, oh, last time we talked, if we get past the first round, with Mitch, like, oh, see you later. All these guys drop, Julius, see you later. These guys, we think highly of them. So we're going to be kind of harsh on them when they're not performing up to task. And on top of that, New York Knicks fans are the greatest fans in the world, period.
Okay. Frank, so we're going to talk about the fans quick. That leads me right into this question I'm going to ask you. What did you think about Evan Fournier getting booed at Madison Square Garden? Because
it was weird. We're rough. It's weird to see because you would hope that our fan base would show a little bit more respect, especially towards a guy who was willing to do whatever our team needed. During a time where we had this influx of youth that we had to kind of talent survey and see what shook out of them, and this guy had to take a back seat, and he did it graciously. So to see him, for one, I'm really happy to see him getting minutes. I always thought that he was a more than serviceable player, and I thought that he actually would have benefited. He was kind of the guy we needed. He didn't play as good as defense, and he kind of got buried due to that. But I'm happy to see him get his minutes and actually be successful, somewhat successful in the system. But I was actually very surprised to see him get booed and to see Quentin Grimes get applauded. Not to say that I was surprised that Quentin Grimes got an ovation, but it was kind of odd to see, to be honest with you. What do you think? Do you think he deserved that booing?
I think Knicks fans hold on to words very harshly. Like there has been a lot of comments over the past year since he's been benched where he's voiced his displeasure. But what the fuck do you want the guy to do? Just sit and say, I'm going to sit happily on this bench? I mean, these guys have egos. These guys are making multi-millions of dollars. So as much as I feel like there's a certain perception sometimes of players and like how we feel about him. So we think because they make $18 million that they're robots and they don't have feelings. And that's the case. These guys are all in the NBA, are all making millions and millions of dollars. So they don't think of it from our perspective. They think of it, okay, we're all making a lot of money. We're all on the same playing field. I just want to go out there and go out there and hoop and show my skills.
Right.
So it feels like I'm 30, I'm 31 years old. I'm in the prime of my career. This is literally my mind, my body, everything's just in one place. I have my family, I got my kids. And listen, he wasn't able to contribute, whatever it was, the fit, whatever the case was, it didn't work out. Like you said, Frank, happy seeing him get minutes with Detroit. I don't know if he'll be there after next year, but wherever he goes, he'll make value somewhere.
I agree. He said I'm 31 now, 40 years old, and I feel that hits home as a guy that's going to be 35 this year. I'm starting to be older than some of these players, which is crazy. I mean, the guy. I think on a championship bound team, I think Evan Fournier can be an excellent piece. He can come in, he could space the floor for you. That was always going to be his point with the Knicks. Unfortunately, he just came in at a time where we had all these picks and we were able to make the proper moves to ascend into a next level as far as the franchise goes. It's just unfortunate for him that he got bogged down by the Knicks and their rebuild. And I know that wherever he goes, he's going to be a fantastic player. Evan Fournier, when he was on the Celtics, this guy was not a bum. This guy is not a bum, and he's not old, 31 years old. Guy is not a bum.
Hey, Vin, let's before we move on to the next topic, let's pull up the last play of the game. We'll just review it one more time. I want to see it one last time.
You got it.
Knocked away. Hartenstein picks it up. Out to DiVincenzo. 10 seconds ago, he throws it away. Ball loose, picked up by Brunson. Brunson inside the Hart. Hart's back.
And one.
Hey, I gotta be honest. Durant
won.
Yeah, but Durant had hands up there.
No, he played
more,
great.
it was more contact initiated by Hart.
The video is courtesy of Sports Talk, by the way. Excellent.
Yeah. Shout out to him. That almost didn't even seem like that could have just been a no call there and just let the play go on.
So the refs, I have to say this for the reffing crew. I don't know what it is about the Knicks and what the refs have come to an agreement on, but there has been a lot of no calls throughout a lot of these games. And I was just happy to see that for once, like we didn't experience it against Houston, the refs allowed the game to be decided by the players and not by the free throw line. As much as it was a foul, and Detroit did get robbed of that win or the ability to win that game. I like the no call. Obviously, I'm biased because it caught us a W. But
Frank, it's here's my thing. I don't care. I basically run by how Thibodeau runs with this. I don't care how the game's called, but just let it be consistent either way. You're going to call physical, call it physical. If you're going to let go, let it go on both ends. You can't be one way this way and on the other way be that. So, I mean,
no, it was a good call. I like the Devo's contact was non-incidental. I love the no call. I agree. I do think it was a non-incidental move to try and get the ball, but I do think that you just can't throw your body at people's legs.
At a certain point, Frank, like the referee, like the human eye and the human aspect of it has to come into the play. Like, bro, we're talking like 3 seconds. Like that might have been a little excessive contact with Devo, but like these guys towards the end of the game, most of the time, it's not the right fucking call. You just let the play go on.
No, I'm happy they did.
The game.
No. I'm happy they did. That's something that needs to be kind of agreed upon throughout the entirety of the reffing throughout the NBA because they really got to let these players decide what the game was. It was a hard-fought game all game long. It was a very physical game pretty much all game long, and it was a good no. I mean, listen, once again, we're biased because we caught a W. But it was a good no call if there is going to be a no call. I mean, the refs did come out and say it was the wrong call. And you know what? Good on them for doing that.
I always say this. I don't want to hear after the game that the call was wrong. What is that going to do for me? Like that Houston game, why did I need to hear that the referee knew it was a wrong call? We knew it was a wrong call.
To keep the sanctity of the game, I think it's important. Obviously, it's going to rub you the wrong way when you're on the losing end of it. You're like, why the fuck would I care about you making the call now? I agree. No, listen, I get it. But for the sanctity of the game, you have to withhold a standard. And at least the NBA is holding their referees accountable. And I think that's extremely important for the sport because they are human beings and they are going to miss calls. And sometimes they're going to be game deciding calls. But like I said, at least it was a game deciding call by the players, not by a free throw. Great win for us.
I mean, just a fantastic. You know what's funny is that Vin actually texted me in the middle of last week and asked me if I want to go to last night's game. And I told him no. And 2 days prior to Vinny actually texting me, yo, you want to go to the game, $95 tickets or whatever bullshit he said, I already was thinking of asking my dad to go to the game with me on Monday, which was yesterday, and I wanted to treat my father. I wanted to take my dad to the game. I'd never been to a fucking basketball game, my dad. So I couldn't fucking wait. I didn't wind up going, but I really was that – I had them in my car in StubHub thinking of going to that fucking game. That would have been some game. Obviously, that end of the game call came in our favor, and it seemed like Monty Williams wasn't happy about it post-game.
Rightfully so.
We're going to get to this right now. Vin, I'll play it.
Where's the New York media now? The absolute worst call of the season. No call. And enough's enough. We've done it the right way. We've called the league. We've sent in clips. We're sick of hearing the same stuff over and over again. We had a chance to win the game, and the guy dove into Asar's legs, and there was a no call. That's an abomination. You cannot miss that in an NBA game, period.
I agree.
And I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of our guys asking me, what more can we do, coach? That situation is exhibit A to what we've been dealing with all season long, man. And enough's enough. You cannot dive into a guy's legs in a big-time game like that and there be a no call. It's ridiculous, and we're tired of it. We just want a fair game called, period. And I got nothing else to say. We want a fair game, and that was not fair. I'm done.
I got to be honest. I give him a lot of fucking credit for going on that stage and probably one of the most exciting games for his team for the whole entire year, besides winning their first game.
Yeah.
I always wanted a coach that would like go to bat for me like that and take the fucking line and get on the stage and not be scared of the scrutiny and call out whoever he's got to call out. So much respect to Monty Williams for doing what he had to do to try to get his point across. But Frank, in the end, like, you're a 9-win team. You're the worst team in basketball. Shit doesn't go your fucking way ever.
Right.
Like, if you think you're going to get the benefit of a call when Jalen Brunson and Dante DiVincenzo is in the same play and you're the worst fucking team in the league, it's not going to fucking happen because there's politics in this shit. You got to earn your shit in this league. You're not going to get that. But this reaction that Monty Williams gave was the same reaction I wanted Tibbs to go into the postgame with when we lost the game. Take the fucking fine. Take the fucking fine. Go to bat for your team. But I respect the identity of this team. And it goes through Jalen Brunson. Good guy. Next question. Just next game's mentality. They try not to harp on the nonsense.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible for Monty. I think Monty's a really good coach. And I think that Pistons team, I think watching Cade, which you really don't get to see a lot of because the Pistons are just not good. The guy moves how superstars move.
This is a superstar, though. The new age. This is like the new age superstar movement. You see these guys, Luka. These guys ain't moving fast, bro.
No, it's not. See, it's not a thing. It's not a thing of it's fluidity that you see. That's kind of like look at guys like Kyrie, right? I remember when we got off the air yesterday, I was talking to Joe, and Joe was telling me how you guys were talking about he was comparing point guards to Jalen Brunson and how we thought Jalen Brunson was a better point guard than Kyrie Irving. And how I explained to him, like, I understand the idea of the age and how much is left in the tank and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving moves differently than Jalen Brunson. Kyrie Irving has a natural God-given talent that Jalen Brunson had to work extremely hard to obtain. You know, like there's a different, not to take away from Jalen Brunson and to say that he's a lesser player than Kyrie Irving. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is natural born talent. Kyrie Irving moves differently. Just like how you see Cade Cunningham move. Cade Cunningham moves like a Jason Tatum does, like how a Paul Pierce moved, like how a Luka moves. Very poignant. He knows where he's going. He knows why he's going there. There's not a lot of thinking. There's just reaction. It was really cool to see.
Hey, you know who I like to put in that category too? Franz Wagner. Same fluidity.
Yeah.
Same movement.
Yep. James Harden moves the same kind of way. These guys just kind of move differently. They glide across the court opposed to.
You're not beating the shit out of your body playing that way, Frank.
Yeah. No, I agree. That
like Julius Randle, if he's not in the shape that he's in, like look how hard Randle has to work to prepare his body for the beating that he gives and takes game by game. You know,
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you see the Pistons fire off a couple of wins in a row after this one.
Yeah. For everybody that's watching stream, thank you for showing up. For anybody on Instagram, we cannot see your comments. We cannot bring them onto the stage. The only way we are able to do that is if you either go over to YouTube and comment on there, or you have to be a paid Twitter member in order for us to bring your comments on stage. No, we are not ignoring comments. We're just chatting the shit right now.
We're just shooting the shit, and admittedly, Ange and I are both not the greatest on keeping up to date with these comments. So we're going to do I'm going to try and do a little bit better of a job to be more aware of them as well. Joe's usually the guy that takes care of
that. Frank, I'm going to get a couple of. I'm going to give you a couple of hitters right now. I just want you to answer it quick answer. Not too much details.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson or Damian Lillard? Right now. No body of work. I'm talking about right this season, right at this point.
That's hard. And I like that it's a hard question because a couple of years ago it was a no-brainer. So that's the beauty of this question. I'm going to go Jalen. And the reason I'm going to go Jalen is because his ceiling – I think that his ceiling, it's not going to go. That's a tough one. I think that Damian Lillard is more naturally talented than our boy Jalen, but I think Jalen Brunson has a better makeup, if that makes sense. And he has, if in a world where I never saw Jalen Brunson in a New York Knicks uniform, I would probably go the other way. But since he has been a Knick and since I have grown to highly, highly respect this man's game, especially his post game and his ability to score at the rim at his size, he gives me Allen Iverson vibes. So I'm going to go with Jalen.
Jalen Brunson, Trae Young.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson, Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
Jalen Brunson, Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry.
Jalen Brunson, I'm going to give two more. Jalen Brunson, James Harden.
Jalen Brunson.
Ooh, okay, last one.
I don't think James Harden's a winner.
What's your thoughts on this year, though? What's your thoughts
he better win on an all-star team.
Yo, I'll never forget, Frank, what Kobe Bryant play will never win you a championship.
That's
how I gotta go off. That's how I gotta go off.
You know what's crazy about Kobe? Kobe's not even talking about on the court.
Oh, really?
I don't take it as that. They usually start to bald. And take that with where you want to go with that as far as what I'm saying. I don't think it's on the court stuff. I think on the court, James Harden is top 7 best scorers of all time.
So the stream's frozen.
I don't see it. It's not frozen on my end. It's not frozen on Frank's end.
Yeah, no, it's good. I don't think James Harden is winning basketball. I think Jalen Brunson is winning basketball.
Okay, two more. Jalen Brunson, LaMelo Ball.
There's two people saying it's frozen.
Okay, we're good. Just keep going.
So I would probably say I really like LaMelo Ball a lot. I think LaMelo Ball is going to be very, very special if he can stay healthy. So I'm going to go with LaMelo Ball.
Okay, last one. Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton.
Halliburton.
Oh!
Should have been a Knick.
Okay, Frank, where does Halliburton sit on your top point guards list? Is he a top 10 point guard in the league?
100%. He might be top 5.
So where does Brunson sit? Top 10?
100. Yeah, absolutely. Jalen Brunson. So I like Tyrese Halliburton a lot more just due to his assist numbers.
Yeah.
I think he is a more pure point guard.
Yeah.
And I think that his style of basketball is winning basketball, and I think his ceiling might be a little bit higher than Jalen Brunson's. So that's why I would go with him. Plus, I like his size; he's a little bit bigger. I don't get me wrong; I'm not poo-pooing Jalen. I just there are, he's great, and he is definitely. I mean, he's in the MVP conversation, so he kind of has to be top 5 point guards in the league. And I would have to look at all.
Brunson's situation is so weird because this team is really revolving fully. Everything is going through Jalen Brunson at this very moment. The fit, the mold of the team, the belief in this team is through Jalen Brunson, Tibbs and Jalen Brunson, that connection. It's just there's no fucking other team in the NBA that Jalen Brunson could have picked and seemed like it could have went as good at hit as went right now. Good as it's going right now.
So Vin pulled up some tiers from Fadeaway World, and tier 1 has Luka, Shea, and Steph. Tier 2 has Halliburton, Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Dame Lillard. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey. De'Aaron Fox and Trae Young. Tier 3 is James Harden, Jamal Murray, Drew Holiday, LaMelo. That is the kid from Cleveland. That's what's his face? Who's the kid on Cleveland? The point guard of Cleveland.
Garland.
Yeah, there is Garland. Then we have Derek White from the Bulls, and then Cade Cunningham. Then it's Russ at tier 4. Russ, D'Angelo Williams, Mike Conley, CJ McCollum, Fred VanVleet, and then they have our boy, my boy, Emmanuel Quickley on there, who has been playing very well. I've been following him. And then I don't know what that is.
Fuck tier 5.
Tier 5 is Tyrus Jones and whoever else. It doesn't matter because you're tier 5.
Before we get on to the next topic, I want to talk
Keontae
about
George and Tyrus Jones and Trey Jones was the last.
I like Keontae George a lot. He's going to be a hooper. He already is a hooper. Before we get into the next topic, we're going to talk on the next topic. We're going to talk about the injury updates on our 3 main guys that have been out. But before we get on to that, I just want to get to a quote. Quentin Grimes spoke at the game. It was obviously about the last play. I'm going to read it to you guys right now. I saw it directly in the view behind us, he said. I saw 2 guys ran into him, into his legs. Like you said it was not a guarantee. If Jalen Brunson and them was on the other side of that call, they get in that call. But it's just a respect thing. You got to earn your way. You got to earn them stripes. You got to get to the playoffs, win some games. So stuff like that, where you just got to earn respect in this league, we'll get there for sure. So yeah, look, exactly what the fuck I alluded to. You're never going to get the benefit of these calls when you're the worst team in the NBA. That's a no foul, regardless of whatever they said. I'm going to say 8 times out of 10, that play is just going to be let go exactly how it was.
I disagree. I think that's going to be called.
That's good call, Frank.
I do. I think it was. I really do. It was a missed call. That should have been called. And I'm happy. Like I said, I'm happy it wasn't. But if I'm going to talk from a non-bias, because I love the game of basketball. It's literally one of the only passions that I have left in my life that really gets me up. Quentin Grimes actually retweeted something from Nick. He tweeted that the refs absolutely robbed the Detroit Pistons from winning the game. Absolutely disgusting. And he put ... I will say this. I love Quentin Grimes. Shout out to him for taking the high road and understanding that this is an entertainment business. Remember, everybody listening, that the NBA is sanctioned as an entertainment business, just like the WWE. So you have to realize that certain things are going to come into account. Vegas, they need to make money. The Knicks are probably favored to win. You got to win. So these things are going to happen. Unfortunately, we are just more privy to all of this due to technology and the ability to pass information so quickly and for things to get out there that really shouldn't be getting out there. Shout out to Quentin Grimes. He's going to have a fantastic career, and I am sad that he's not a Knick no more because he gave you a lot of what I knew he was, a killer.
He started to look like a Knick killer.
He's a killer. The guy's a killer. The guy's going to shoot big-time threes, and he's going to make those big-time threes. He's going to make the right play. He went to the rack a few times. He had a really tough layup going. I think it was that tied the game. Really tough layup. That layup is not an easy layup. That kid can hoop, and not only can he hoop, he has a really good head on his shoulders. The Detroit Pistons have a fantastic player in him, and if they are smart, they're going to keep him around, and they're going to try and mesh him into that core of Duran and of Cade Cunningham and of Ivy, because it's going to be dangerous, man.
I always liked Quentin Grimes, but I think he knew, and I'm sure the organization knew, that once they signed Devo, that Grimes was going to lose out no matter what.
Yeah, you have to. No, you have to. And I saw a stat last night that Devo is third in the NBA in made threes behind Steph Curry and one more person. It might be Dame. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember, but I know Steph's number one. He's third in the league. Mind you, he really only started getting these minutes how long ago?
A month and a half.
So that's also extremely, extremely impressive that this guy has been shooting.
He's going to probably break the Knicks single-season three-point record that was broken a couple of years ago by Evan Fournier, the guy that we were booing last night.
Yep.
What did I just want to talk about? Oh, I don't know why we didn't bring this up, but if anybody didn't see on our Twitter and our Instagram, Isaiah Hartenstein wore our shirt. You know, those famous pregame tunnel fits, guys. So we were able to reach out to Isaiah Hartenstein. No, it wasn't through third party. Exactly. We just contacted Isaiah Hartenstein, and he was more than willing to let us send him merch. And I knew it got delivered to him yesterday, which I said at the end of the stream, and he wore it pregame, and we got a lot of love. We got a lot of support. So if you were one of those people that gave us love and support or purchased the hoodie, thank you so much. It was fun.
Vin wanted me to say that you guys were working with him through DAPS, and a big shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein for understanding that
Small business.
It's not even the small business, Vin. It has nothing to do with the small business. It has to do with who's in touch with the Knick fandom, whose finger is embedded in the pulse of what New York is. And for Isaiah Hartenstein to wear a product of ours speaks volumes about the dedication that we have towards this product. And it's resonating with people in higher places. And it is a wonderful feeling to see somebody that's made it, right? Somebody that's made it to the pinnacle of their craft. Somebody who has gone through the trials and tribulations of not having minutes, being thrusted into minutes, building a culture for a team that we needed so desperately. And for him to recognize what we're doing as a culture within ourselves and to wear that on the main stage, which is walking through there, you know, this is an every game thing for the Knicks. Fashion and hip hop have been tied to the NBA since Jordan started really tying it in. And then you had Allen Iverson take it over, the urban ideal of just like the swagger. For him to deem the big ragu swaggy enough to rock, to wear it for us. Big shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein. It's a beautiful thing to see. Came a long way, boys.
We've been trying to get a Knicks player to wear our shirts since 2013, and we made a lot of fucking attempts. We were in touch with a lot of different people, and I happily shed some tears yesterday because not that it was huge. Like, it's just like, you know, you do something on your own with just a friend that wasn't supposed to turn into something, and now it's just turning into something that we never thought it was going to be. And yeah, it's just nice to be rewarded every once in a while because we fucking work really hard on this and we care about the things that we put out there in the world, whatever it's on Twitter, or on Instagram or on our page. Like in every aspect of what we do, we really try to give our best towards it.
Yep. And
Like
it's with the best intent. Like the beauty of Vin's designs is that so my brother is a very family-based person. As you know, family is very important to him. So when he does these designs, he does them as if these people are a part of him. He loves his content. He loves creating from nothing, and he loves putting his own personal taste into these designs. So for these players to see it and for it to resonate, it's like bringing them, because like the beauty of being a Knicks fan is that you're like, I was telling you yesterday when you told me, oh man, you got to come back on. And I was like, I love doing this. I'm thankful to be a part of something that's bigger than me. It's the same ideal. This guy's buying into something that we have, that we created because we love it, because of how they brought us in. And for them, it's the beauty of social media and the connectivity of social media is that we can reach these people who are in higher places and they're looking at the things that we're doing and they go, we fuck with that heavy enough to do that. So it was just, listen, I saw the growth of this from the beginning, and to see the fruit of your labor really start to come out is really beautiful. I just wanted to take this time to congratulate you specifically and my brother Vincent for this, because when Vince sent me that yesterday, I was, me, I'm just home. I'm a homebody. I'm just chilling, super low key. This dude sent me the picture of him wearing it, and my blood pressure went through the roof. I had to get out of bed. I was pacing around my apartment because I kept texting. I'm like, yo, this is fucking major. So quick shout out to Big Nick Energy. Even though we are a part of this, it's bigger than him. It's bigger than this guy. It's bigger than me. It's about the people that are in this chat room right now. It's about the culture in which we embody every single day. Wearing these hoodies every single day. Every day, wearing this hat every day. It's a culture, and you built it, and it's beautiful.
Frank, I know whenever I need any kind of nice words, I could always just come to you. You always just make me feel good about myself, bro. So thank you for that.
That's my purpose in life, brother.
You're the fucking man. I always thought you were the man, bro. So
Thanks, buddy.
on to the next topic of shit. We got another fucking game tonight. So as crazy as that game was, shit just comes really fast at you.
Yep.
Zion Williamson. Oh,
yep.
Man.
I'm excited.
Just truly, every time I watch Zion play, and it hasn't been many times against the Knicks, I don't know. I just feel some type of aura. Like, I feel like just one of them ones is walking into the Garden.
So
right?
he's questionable tonight, by the way, with a left foot contusion.
Yeah.
Him and CJ McCollum are both questionable. And I will say this, I would be very happy to not see either of those gentlemen on the court tonight. As much as I love Zion, and I think Zion, listen, if you go look at Zion's clips and his highlights, not his dunks, because his dunks are obviously, that's what he does. You go watch how agile and how much finesse this guy has around the rim. Potentially, if the guy can get his mind and his body and his soul right, he potentially can be the best player in the NBA, and
yes.
he is not doing himself any justice by what he's doing, but you know what? To each their own.
Frank, but that's, you know what, bro? I don't know why he doesn't get, I understand he's had some troubles, whether it's off the court, his eating habits, his weight, his conditioning, his effort, his care for the game. But I think we forget to remember, maybe a little different, but Joel Embiid was out like a full, almost year and a half or so early in his career with a foot injury.
Right away.
And we didn't really think much about it, I guess, because he didn't have as much hype as Zion coming in.
Zion came with way more hype.
So besides the hype, the trajectory of those two guys and when they started getting themselves going is not really that far off. I fully expect Zion to eventually just gather the right team around him, right? Yeah. I think that's a part of the problem. When you go to the NBA, you have the luxury of a whole lot of money, a whole lot of everything, whether it's social media, the woman, it's a lot, man. I don't think people realize how much it is to be a professional athlete. You could buy the best meal in your city every single night and not have to look at your bank account. You could go buy a fucking Dior fucking sneakers. You could buy an outfit for every night. You could be your aunts, your uncles, your moms, all the pressure from them, maybe asking for money. That all comes into play. So Zion, whatever the case may be, why he's gotten into the trouble that he's gotten into, he seems to be a lot more healthier this season. He seems to be playing games. He's playing with one of my favorite players in the league, and he's only one of my favorite players because he played for Christ the King High School, Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado played.
Okay.
I played there, and I actually seen him last summer hoop. And I got to be honest, Frank, I watched this kid Jose Alvarado hoop last summer, like right in front of my face against people who are high-level college. You had some high-level high school. I'm saying to myself, shit, in my prime, maybe I could fucking guard this dude. And my friend Matt LaBrige laughed at me and shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. And then he just started cooking everybody. And I'm like, I never would have a chance against this guy. So yes. Should be a fun game tonight. They lost 2 games in a row. Their last game was on Sunday, I believe. So they do have 2 days off. So it's going to be interesting, especially with these minutes, Frank. These things are adding up. You got Brunson's playing 40 minutes again. What did he play last night? Let's go through minutes last night.
Teddy just said that Brunson and Isaiah Hartenstein are questionable for tonight.
There's no fucking way, bro. There's no fucking way. Well, iHeart. So here's the deal with iHeart, Frank. iHeart was on a 21-minute limit.
I saw that.
But he went past that yesterday. He went to 26. So I guess they were kind of gauging how that Achilles is feeling and healing, because the game before that, I think he played 11 minutes. So they ran up.
I wouldn't be surprised if iHeart gets the night off just due to it being a back-to-back. And also I wouldn't be surprised if Brunson gets the night off too, because we did steal a win last night. And I think you have to kind of give to take. And ensuring because Vin just pulled it up, it said that Brunson is questionable for Tuesday's game against the Pelicans due to neck cervical spasms.
Who's this?
That's Jalen. Back spasms are not fun. So I also I'll be honest with you, I'm worried that when he dove for that play, that's when he kind of dislodged something. There's a possibility, because when he went down, I was like, oh, he really went down hard for that, and I wasn't a big fan of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are both held out just to make sure that they're healthy, which kind of sucks because if Zion and CJ aren't playing, I don't care. Then it doesn't matter who we have and who we're playing.
Yeah, but Frank, I fully expect Zion to play. He's only played one time at MSG since COVID. Remember that interview that he did after that game where he was like, I love playing in Madison Square Garden. It's my favorite place.
Listen. I think that everyone just kind of says that. I think it's just when you coin yourself as the world's greatest arena, self-coined, it's just something that guys say. It's easy because you also got to realize this guy probably don't want to be on the mic too much, and they go for layups. So I love the Garden. I love it. Everyone fucking loves the Garden. Who doesn't love it? Come play for us then if you love the Garden. Enough talking about how much you guys love the Garden, and come play for the Knicks. I'm done with
Frank,
that.
We're right there, though. I feel the same way about you. Oh, actually, you know what, son? I want to bring up, Frank. Interesting. Maybe you have something to say on this topic. Quentin Grimes did talk yesterday about the practice facility situation that the Knicks have. So he did say that sometimes going from where he lives to where he lives to the game, it'll take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes. And that when there is traffic, I'm talking from the perspective of him playing in New York. When there is traffic, the Knicks would send out like a mass text message like, hey, everyone leave early. And he said in comparison to now that he's in Detroit, he said it's like 25 minutes away to go to practice and go to the game, whatever. He's like in the middle of both. What do you think about that? And do you think that plays a part in guys not wanting to come here?
No, I think, sure, I guess, because you can always say because there's always the question when you're a New Yorker, right? It's like, are you a city person or are you not a city person? So, I'm a city person. I don't mind the hustle and bustle. I don't mind the commute. I don't mind being on subways unless it's fucking dead of summer during rush hour and you're in a sardine can, on the F and you're sweating your balls off. But other than that, no, maybe it might scare some guys away because you have to kind of, reacclimate to a whole different grid system in a sense. And traveling is a pain in the ass when it comes to New York. It is what it is. But I don't think that it would shy anybody away for playing for the Knicks. I think that the Knicks you have to think the Knicks fan base sells out the Garden, win, loss, draw. It doesn't matter. So you come and you play for the culture. And one thing that the Knicks have is a fantastic culture, whether we're the fans, at least. Not for you can't say that for the team now we can say it, but for the fans, for the most part, we'll show up every single game. And I think I was watching a little clip on, it was Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart's podcast that they do in their room or whatever. And they were talking about going to all these away games and how they were just home games. They go to Miami and it's basically like being at a home game. When we went to Brooklyn, they were talking about how Mikal Bridges hit a jumper and it was just like golf claps.
Crickets.
It was legit golf. Like, yeah, one guy going like, yeah, good job. And it was golf
right.
clap.
That's what that is, golf clap. I like that.
Yeah,
because
they were just golf
clapping. I like that, Frank.
Right. Like that. And then when we came down and we scored, the whole place just absolutely erupted. So I think that that's the beauty of being a Knicks fan. I don't think the commute will shy people away. I don't think so at all.
I agree.
You think it does?
I think it plays. I think it plays just a slight part, only because I think anybody who the Knicks are bringing in nowadays with the character and the personality traits that they're looking for, I think it's guys that really like to work and guys that really want to live in the practice gym.
Blue collar guys.
So I do think that they want to be very accessible to that practice facility. Obviously, they could go in there. It's 24 hours, I believe, open practice facility. But I think it's just their choice depending on, okay, do I want to sit? There's just no way of avoiding like the hour commute because it's either I live in the city and got to travel to Westchester, or do I live in Westchester and travel to the city for the
travel
game?
To Manhattan, right?
Right. So it's like a give or take, whatever you want to do. But me, I feel like I would want to live closer to the practice facility and just take the hour commute to the game because you're not playing a game every fucking day.
Absolutely. I would rather, if you're asking me where I would rather be closer to, I would rather be closer to the practice facility because you're going to spend more time there than you are at Madison Square Garden.
Correct. All right, guys. We're probably going to wrap it up in an hour or so. We probably got like 13 minutes. We want to get to some comments. So whoever's got comments, please.
And listen, if you guys are on Twitter or if you guys are on Instagram, please do us a favor and come on over to YouTube, subscribe. It's the only way we'll be able to see your comments and answer them. And it will do us a great service if you guys can come over here and just give us a subscribe and a follow. It would be greatly appreciated. Thumbs up the videos.
Like, share, do all that. Also, you want some cool merch, bignickenergy.com. That's the place to go. Obviously, the big Ragu shirt is blowing us out the water right now. Thank you, iHeart. Appreciate that. What did I just want to talk about? I had something in my mind. I can't think of it. Fuck. Oh, the dunk.
You want to talk about Jacob Toppin's dunk?
So I don't know where that video is. I guess Vinny got rid of that.
Don't bring it up.
Okay, we're gonna bring up the Jacob Toppin dunk, guys. And
in all seriousness, I gotta say this. I want to say this: the All-Star break has a serious issue, and it needs to be addressed. I have ideas for the All-Star game.
What actually is that?
Tell him what this is first. I'm not revealing the dunk edge.
So basically, guys, this video made its rounds on X yesterday that this was supposed to be Jacob Toppin's final round dunk. Thank you for everybody that's joining right now. Knicks will be 25. What's good? So this is the dunk that he was supposed to use in the final round. He obviously didn't get there, but we're gonna watch it right now and then to review it.
No,
Play that shit again.
no, I've seen it.
Bro, that's a one. Oh!
That's a 360.
That's a 360 with the hand.
Yeah.
Is that going the opposite way?
Run from the beginning. Is he invert spinning? Yeah, he's going backwards spinning.
So he's going backwards, plus throwing the ball up
Think of his jump.
and forward and catching it and banging it. Look, his head's way over the rim.
That's at the height of his jump.
That's
Bro,
the
his
pinnacle of his
head
jump.
is at the middle of the backboard. Are we
Yeah, that's impressive. That's a so. Go ahead, Ange. Go ahead.
I'm not a dunk contest like guru. I'm gonna have to say that nothing has even come close. Nobody has even come close to anything like.
I don't know, man. That Aaron Gordon and what's his face from Chicago? I can't remember. Zach LaVine. That I was watching clips of that dunk contest, and that guy windmilling from the free throw line, and how his legs are just.
Zach.
Oh my god. So this All-Star weekend needs a revamping. The dunk contest is terrible. McClung winning it 2 years in a row is, God bless, because he was
Frank, are you cool with McClung being in it?
No, I don't want G Leaguers.
You don't want G Leaguers?
No. So you got to realize when was the dunk contest the dunk contest? Jason Richardson, Vince Carter, Mike.
When was the last good one before the Gordon Levine one?
Vince Carter and Josh Richardson. In my opinion, there was the Nate Robinson ones with the Dwight Howards, and those were okay.
It was dwindling down. It was already dwindling down right then.
No, it sucked. The last good one before Levine and the Gordon was Richardson against Vince Carter, in my opinion. That was the last one. So what they need to start doing, LeBron James never doing a dunk contest is an absolute travesty to the sport. I don't care if you win, lose, it shouldn't matter to you. You are the biggest brand in the sport. You are known for your emphatic in-game dunks and the ability to float through the air. It was a no-brainer for LeBron to have to be in the dunk contest. With that being said, I understand why he didn't. They need to have stars. There needs to be Zion Williamson needs to be in the dunk contest. End sentence.
Are they afraid to fail?
Yeah, it's an ego thing. Yeah, man, it has to be. First, all right, so you got to look at the landscape of humanity, right? In the 90s, there was no social media. Opinions were not facts. You were allowed to say and do as you please without worries of anybody judging you or ruining your career. Fast forward, social media came. Now, all of a sudden, you can't do anything. You can't say anything. We have to watch the way we speak just because. You have to watch the way you present yourself just because. You can't. These guys are afraid. They're afraid they're going to lose, and they're afraid that they're going to lose some sort of clout wherever they are. Maybe Zion can't go to the same strip clubs anymore.
Frank, top 5 dunkers that have been in the NBA dunk contest, or 3, whatever you could come up with. Who's
Drexler? Kemp.
You watch Drexler?
I watch history. I watched it. I'm a huge. So I learned. I came in. My basketball love started late. I was always a play. I like to play these sports. The only reason I followed any type of names within the sports were for fantasy sports reasons. It started with baseball, trickled into football, and then obviously trickled into basketball. I really, really started following basketball all the time. It was late, man. I was in my 20s, believe it or not. We were at the dry dock at a club, and that was the year with like Pablo and all these. It was like that's when I really, really started to focus it. Well, no, I mean, my first love for basketball, funny enough, was the Pistons, was the Detroit Pistons. The Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace was my favorite player growing up.
Really?
Tayshaun Prince, Big Shot, Chauncey Billups, that whole team, that was my team. And that's what really, Rip Hamilton, like that was like that was my team that got me into basketball. So then when I really started following the Knicks, it was around the time I met Terrence, and Terrence really taught me about the history of the sport and how you don't know where it's going unless you know where you came from. So then I started watching the history of basketball, and I found, all the greats, which is the Clyde. So it brings me back to the best top 5 dunkers in history. It's going to go Vince Carter is number 1, Clyde Drexler. I like Sean Kemp because of how viciously he dunked the basketball. I think dunking a basketball with veracity in the dunk contest is extremely important. You got to go MJ because MJ with the gold chain hanging out and it's just iconic.
Oh, iconic. Bro.
Iconic. And then 5th, I would probably have to go. Man, that's tough. Jason Richardson.
I love Jason. Power, movement.
That's my top 5, and then it would be Aaron Gordon, over Zach LaVine, because I think Aaron Gordon probably should have won that dunk, the dunk contest. LaVine won that, right? It wasn't Gordon.
LaVine won it, but
it should have been Gordon. Dominique Wilkins, Vince Carter, Kemp, Dominique, Vince, and Jordan.
Frank, so give me, if you were to take 5 guys in the league right now to do a dunk contest, your choice right now, give me your 5 in the league right now.
Healthy, and granted, they're all healthy.
Yeah, everybody healthy, but they have to be current NBA players.
Zach LaVine.
You taking Zach?
I mean, yeah, because he still has hops, even though the knee went on him.
He's got bunnies.
He still has it. It's going to be him, Zion, Aaron Gordon, because you need that matchup again. I would put LeBron James. Now you can't because he's too old now.
Yeah, he's too old. He's too old.
I don't know who my 4th and 5th. Ja Morant needs to be in there. Ja Morant needs to be in there. 100% Ja needs to be in there. You know what I love about Ja Morant? And it's a shame that he's a knucklehead. The first year he came in, this guy had so much reckless abandon going to the rim trying to catch bodies, and he was so close every dunk, and he didn't stop. And then the next year, it just started happening. It was amazing to watch him transition from that kid who was ambitiously just going after everyone's neck. And then, that's a good one. I would win that. I'm the only one I think that can.
Ant Edwards.
Ant Edwards would be the 5th. That's a good one.
We'll so what's your 5? What's your 5?
Ant Edwards. Who was it? Who was Ja Morant? Zion. Zach LaVine, and then Aaron Gordon. And you're frozen. It looks like you got bubbles over your head.
I don't know why that happens every now and then.
Look at his little bubbles over his face. It looks like you're about to think something.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens. Hold on, let me remove myself.
So I like this comment right here. So a little bit about me. Michael Jordan is not my GOAT. Magic Johnson is my GOAT. Magic Johnson was the first person that I saw passing highlights, and I was like, whoa, this guy is different. Now you're back. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm back. Who would I put? I just want to name my dunkers list. I would go.
Even who's that kid? Who's that kid that shaved his hair? He had the long braids, and he shaved his hair. He was first on the Spurs, and now I think he's a Net. He's another guy, Lonnie Walker.
Oh, he's got bunnies.
That guy. There is one clip of this guy while he is flying through the air, and I think he missed a dunk, but the teammates of the guy that he was about to dunk on they were like, what? Where is this guy coming from?
Yeah. I would put Ja. I want to go in order.
Didn't Rex Chapman give Jordan the biz? My bad. I'm just looking at these comments.
Rex Chapman was the man, bro. Rex Chapman was. You know what? No order. I'm going to go Ja, Zion, and Obi Toppin. I want to put Giannis in there, but I think he's more of I don't think he's a showman.
I'll be honest with you. I don't like Aaron Gordon was even a stretch for me because I don't like the tall dunkers. It does nothing for me.
Kuminga.
Okay, so we'll go Spider.
Kuminga,
he's got size.
But yeah, he don't move the meter though. I don't like these tall dunk like when Obi Toppin won that dunk contest and it was cool or whatever. But like, guy, you're 6'9". You know, like you're 6'8", 6'9".
Hey, you know what, Vin? I don't know if you're down over the last couple of minutes here. You want to bring up somebody as an open panel quick? Could we try that out?
Jalen.
Yeah, we'll post a link in the chat.
How do we do that?
Well, let them know. I'll take care of it. Let them know what you're doing.
Okay,
everybody,
guys. We're going to basically try to bring somebody up here on open panel. So if there's anybody that wants to join, please click that link that is in the comment section and we'll bring you up and we'll talk a little hoops on whatever you want to talk about. Eugenio, I know there's a lot of people in here that always are in here. Jonathan Fleming.
Let's try to make it somebody that hasn't been on too. Let's be fair.
Oh, if anybody wants to come on, please click that. What do they got to do, Vin? Just click that link.
Yeah. So you put that link into your browser. It'll bring you to StreamYard. You just allow access to your microphone and camera, and you'll be in the waiting room, and we'll pull you up one at a time.
Yeah. If anybody wants to come, we'll give it a couple minutes.
I like Jalen Green a lot, by the way.
We got one. Vin, you got to bring him up?
Yep.
All right. We're going to bring Eugenio.
We got our boy Eugenio coming in.
It's the guy that called Frank Aaron, the bad man Aaron Rodgers, right? Or something like that.
It's my guy.
That's your guy, right? Eugenio, if you could just, Vin, does he need to put his phone in the vertical?
Whatever. He can do whatever. However he wants to do, whatever's comfortable with. All right. Eugenio, you're on if you can hear us.
You could bring your camera on if you can, brother. Please.
He's having technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's fine. He's right here. He's there. I'm going to bring him on stage.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Hey man, welcome to our stream. You're the first person that's ever been on our stream open panel. So glad to have you here.
Well, I'm very excited for that.
Talk to me. What do you want to talk about? Knicks, you want to talk about last night's game? You want to talk about the Pelicans? What do you want to talk? Give me some thoughts. Shoot me a shit.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Eugenio? I think he's frozen. No, he's not. He's there. You hear us?
Yep.
It's a little delayed, so just bear with me.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about yesterday. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. It seems like it's delayed for some reason.
We'll try. We'll give it another 30. We'll give it another few seconds here and see if we can get you.
Good now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
You've been good.
We can hear you good. We're fine.
So yeah, basically what I wanted to say was, to add on, yesterday was not a foul. It definitely wasn't a foul on DiVincenzo. We finally got one. I'm happy for that because the call's always against the Knicks. You know the deal already.
What do you think about tonight's game?
I honestly, it all depends on if Brunson plays. If Brunson doesn't play, then we're probably going to lose by 30. That's just the way it rolls, man. If Brunson plays, I think we'll have a tough game like we had yesterday, which we should win the game. Like I said, it all depends on Brunson.
Yeah, Frank, I'm not down for like resting though. We're on a little bit of a bet. I think we lost 3 out of our last 5.
Listen, let me tell you something. As a guy that deals with sciatic pain and that sometimes gets spasms from just fucking coughing, bro, back spasms are not something you want to mess with, especially on a guy that's got to steer your team. If this guy is experiencing any discomfort in his back.
Yeah, no, I feel you, bro. I know.
Listen, if I'll put it like this, if CJ McCollum and Zion are both out tonight, I will promise you Jalen Brunson and Ihart will both be out as well. And then I think we win this game regardless.
Wow.
I do. Well, I mean, we have a better team. We're deeper.
Pelicans are like 34 and 24 or something.
I think, yeah, but without CJ McCollum, the only guy that's going to be out there is going to be BI.
Yeah.
That's the only guy. And I think we're a better shooting team. If you don't have McCollum on that floor, I think we're a better shooting team than him. Just with Bogey and with DiVincenzo alone.
Yeah.
I think we're a better shooting team than they are.
Eugenio, any last thoughts before we wrap it up here? We just brought you up for the last couple of minutes. We figure we'd give you a chance here. So any lasting thoughts before we get up on out of here?
I don't know if you guys can see me, man, but I'm always gonna leave you guys with me. Get Brunson D's already. Get Brunson some high tops. Let's avoid these big legs. I'm always gonna show you my Jordans. So let's do it.
My man, thank you.
Listen, Jalen, if you hear this, send Eugenio your address. He's gonna buy you a pair of Jordans on the house, and he's gonna send them over to you.
Appreciate all you guys, man. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
No, you're good, brother.
All right, I guess that wraps us up here. Thank you for everybody that is joining us or that joined us already. Please like, subscribe, share, however you can help us out. We appreciate all the love that we get here that everybody's been giving us. Peace out, guys.